Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It is April the 22nd, 2022. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary, you say? Well, today actually is my anniversary. Not my wedding anniversary, but my post-crossing anniversary. Today I have been officially doing post-crossing, the hobby, for 1 year. It started off with a friend from the post office a year ago. I was off with a foot injury from work. And if you go back in my videos, at that time while I was off, I was reading children's books for my YouTube channel. And mostly just because they were books that my kids really loved when they were little. And I wanted to go through them again and just have them up here for people that maybe had never heard those books before, and just spread the word. It gave me something to do while I was sitting around the house all day. I'd basically finished the internet. I gone through all Netflix that I wanted to watch. I became a couch potato, and I thought, no, I got to get back at doing something more productive. So I fired up my YouTube channel again. It had been a while since I'd posted anything, and I went into every day reading a story and putting it out there, whether it was for my niece who was watching along, or anybody else who might have been there. So it wasn't a lot of viewers, but it was keeping me active. And then I had to be off my feet, so I had to do something. And then a lady at the post office told me about Postcrossing. She was actually celebrating her 100th card that she'd received, and so I asked her about it. And since then, I've been hooked. I've been sending out cards like crazy. I've been getting swaps and exchanges and meeting new people. And today is 1 year. It's hard to believe it's been 1 year. And I thought I'd show you the stats on my post-crossing page and show you where in the world the cards have been going off to and where they're coming in from, and just generally guide you through what you can find on the page. For all of those of you who have been doing post-crossing for years and still enjoy for some reason watching my channel, I appreciate it, and some of this will be old information for you, and you might even leave a comment saying, you know what, you can find this by just going into this tab or doing that maybe I don't know about. And so it's just a way of showing what's going on. For those of you who are noticing little blotches, for whatever reason, yesterday a rash broke out on top of my head right here and down here. If I get a little closer, you can see. So I don't know if I ate something that I had a reaction to. Wasn't too much different that I ate yesterday than I normally would, but there could be a couple things in there. So today I actually took the day off work. I had a few personal days I still have to use. So I thought I'd be on the safe side and take a personal day today. Figure out whatever this is, give it time to go away, and watch what I'm eating today, and hopefully don't continue to have a reaction. If it gets into something more, I guess I'll have to get someone to have a look at it. But I've taken a day off today, so perfect day for doing videos. And I say videos because today is the anniversary day, so I'm doing this video, but it's also Friday, so I'll do a video later on in the day what has arrived at the mailbox. That being said, the number I'm going to show today, showing how many cards that I've sent and received, might change slightly based on what shows up in the mail later on today, but I haven't been getting a lot of registered postcards coming in, so I don't think it should change too much. Anyways, let's flip the camera around and show you what's going on. This is where it all begins. So as a new member to Postcrossing, you're going to log into postcrossing.com, create your profile, and after a year, this is what it looks like for me. So I have my picture, my logo here for That Dad Guy. I'm R. Lennox on Postcrossing. I'm from Canada. I joined on April 22nd, 2021, so this is the 1 year anniversary, and I've been on this site for 22 minutes now. I've sent 133 postcards and I've received 130, and I'm going to show you in a minute where those have all traveled to and from. And then down here it says my birthday, and then I can speak English and French, and there's a link to Instagram there too as well, and then my quick biography about me, the kind of cards that I like to receive. And down here also shows the 100th postcard that I received was from Russia, and there's the ID. And there I am, Rob Lennox at Instagram. One other way to find me. So if you go under the postcards tab up here and go down to stats, here it shows the stats. So when I first started in 2021, the cards sent is indicated by the red and the cards received by the blue, and they pretty much follow each other. There are some dips and bobs here and there that are different. Right now I've got more cards that are sent out than I've received, and that's because for the last 3 or 4 weeks I haven't really received any. And that may change in the later video today. You're going to see I may or may not have received a few cards this week. So down here, there's the pie graph that shows that 23.6 of my cards are destined for Germany, and then 18.3 to United States, 9.9% to Russia, and so forth as you go around the pie. Down here, it says that I've traded or received from 34 different countries in the world. So the top one, of course, is Germany. 30 of my cards have gone there, and I've gotten 32 back from there. I have some like Estonia. I've never traded a card there, but I have received one. Or Cook Islands. I have traded one card, but never received any. The most important that I find is how long it takes for any of these to go. So to Australia, it took 30 days to send one and 32 days to get one back. Here, Belarus, I've sent 3 cards. It took 49 days to get there. Only took 29 days on average to get back from there for the 4 that I got back. China took 110 days to send and only 69 to come back. So sometimes getting to their destination is taking way longer than getting out of wherever these countries are coming from. Cook Islands is my longest one, 135 days. There may be some longer ones if we look at the expired cards after. There are a few in there. Now, let's look at Germany, seeing that's the most. 12 days to get there and 16 days to get back. Generally, on average, about 14 days from Europe for me to send or receive a card. And so that's going to be reflective in my numbers. So being in North America, and even if I look at the United States, which is kind of odd, I've sent 24 cards there, gotten 24 back, took 14 days to send and 18 days to get them back. So still taking about 2 weeks to get to the United States, even though they're my neighbors, versus 2 weeks to get to Europe. So if I was a European postcrosser, I am sure that my numbers would be way higher in that first year of received and sent cards, because the travel time just isn't going to be as long to get cards back and forth. So take that into consideration as a new postcrosser, if that's what you are. Depending where you are watching this in the world, your numbers received can be higher or lower. If you're a fellow North American, you're going to see that wait times are a little bit longer, and patience is key when you're dealing with the mail, and we'll get into that here in a minute too. So you can go along, you can look at the map, which I think is kind of fun to see where your cards are traveling to and from down here. Here's the epicenter, Moncton, New Brunswick, and them flying off all around the world, mostly though to Europe and to North American countries, or either the United States or Canada, basically, is what we're sending to here. And then you can go to the wall and see all the cards that you've received, where they're from. You can break it down into sent cards. You can break it down into your favorite ones that you've done and the most popular. So what other people also enjoy getting from you, which is kind of nice to see. So I've sent a lot of maritime cards, but I get some different themes in there as well. And then received cards, where you send them to, and the sent ones here. And then you get back to the about, which is just talking about where they are. And you can also zoom in and zoom out of where you are in the world. So here I am in Moncton, New Brunswick. There's Moncton. And we can zoom out on the map and see where that is in relation to everybody else. Let's just bring it back in on New Brunswick here. So that's what we have. There are all sorts of other things. There are forums. I haven't gone in there. People have asked me about it, or I haven't done much in there. I have gone in once, just have a peek, see what it was about. There's lots of great information in there. You can also go and explore meetups. So here's all the meetups in the world. You can zoom in on those as well, just like you can with your own map. And that shows you where they're going to be. So this weekend in April, if you're in Finland, there is a 2-day meetup going to be there. If we look ahead to July, here in Moncton, New Brunswick at Centennial Park, we are going to have a meetup on July the 2nd. So if you want to come and you're in the area and you want to meet me, that's where I'm going to be. And there's also going to be one in Peggy's Cove the next day in Nova Scotia, and then Board in Prince Edward Island on the 4th. And I'll be at that one as well. So there's two chances that if you want to have a meetup and get a chance to see me in person, there's where I'll be on those 2 days. Unfortunately, in Shanghai, China on the 17th of July, I am unable to attend. So for those of you going to that one, enjoy the meetup. So lots of great places to meet people and see others that are enjoying the hobby. And you can just flip through all of these. Now, traveling, let's go into that one. We talked a bit about that. So these are my cards that I have traveling. I've got 5 that hopefully will be reaching their destinations soon. There's their 2, Hong Kong and Taiwan. Have been traveling for 12 days. They're probably going to take a little while to get there. Where this one that's 5 days to Germany within the next week or so, I hope that one will reach its destination. Spain too, 25 days. Hopefully it's going to get there. Now these ones, China, Russia, China, they're all expired, and I have letters that have been sent, that I sent here, that are on my desk that have come back to me because I had a return address because mail has been suspended to Russia, for example. And so we don't know when they're going to get there. Hopefully they will. And this one, for example, to Austria, I'm very surprised. It's been 214 days. It was one of the early cards that I've sent. Never reached its destination. I don't know why. It's been lost in the mail somewhere. Hopefully one day it will get there. Same with this one to Norway. They have the badge, so they're a supporter of Postcrossing, so I know that they're still active. And hopefully it will reach their destination. Normally it takes 2 weeks to get to Scandinavia, so 166 days to Norway is ridiculous. So it has gone on a vacation somewhere else, I am sure. So stay patient. Even when they expire, they give you new slots to open up to send more cards. When you're a beginner and you can only send 4 or 5 cards, it seems to take forever for them to get to their destinations and you to receive your cards back. But once the ball gets rolling and you have more cards in play and you get to meet other people, you start doing swaps and exchanges, you're going to be happy with what's showing up in your mailbox. I know I have been. To get over 130 cards through Postcrossing and then over another 250 through swaps, it has kept things very interesting. And so every day I enjoy going to the mailbox and seeing what's there. This week is no exception, even though it's been a short mail week. There's been lots of lovely things show up, and I look forward to showing you that in the next video later on today. So that is all. Well, not all you can do. There are tons of other things. There's people you can go in and stats. You can search for people if you know their address or know their name on Postcrossing. You can search for them that way. So let's flip out of this and get back to the other way. In the course of a year, I have had this card being my very first one that came from the United States. Love that, show that lots of times because it's the first, it's the special one. But lots of cards have come through. This was another special one that I really enjoyed. Let me just see. I'm having a hard time getting it out. It was in there deep. Struggle. Forget it. Here we go. This one came from Portugal. I thought at the time when I got it that I'd be getting tons from Portugal because it seemed when you get it, the very first ones that are coming through, you thought, well, if I'm getting them from this country already, that I must be going to continue to get them from that country. But after that, I think I only got one more from Portugal. And then anyone's like, I'm going to start showing them this way, like this, that are mailboxes or letter carriers. I love those. Those are cute. Then, of course, you've got the stamps. I'm not going to go through showing you all the stamps. You've seen them. If you haven't seen them, you can go back in the videos and check them out. But ones like this that are stamp-themed postcards and also had the matching stamp on the back. I love those ones. They're cool to see. So many varieties. I had no idea when I started Postcrossing that there was this many types of postcards out there. I was thinking of the tourist postcards when I started, and when I go look for postcards, that's where I end up going. I go to tourist destinations and get the cards that come from there. Recently, I found out that Chapters Indigo, which is a bookstore here in North America, that you could buy postcards there, and they're theme related. So Dungeons and Dragons postcards. There's 100 postcards in this box. 50 individual ones, so they have a duplicate of each one, and the price is pretty good for it. So there are a lot of that out there. People that are sending Harry Potter or fairy cards or Lord of the Rings. They probably, most of the time, are coming from boxes like that that are sets. Now, some are going to be location places. If you're in England, there's going to be lots of Harry Potter stuff around, I'm sure. Or if you're in New Zealand, you might find some Lord of the Rings stuff that's specific for that area. So it's all about where you are and what you're looking for. So look for variety. And you get things like this. Cards that look like my hedgehog Polo, which you've seen in a few videos, and he's at the end of every one of these videos I put out. So yeah. So the first 100 cards that I got are there. And then I've had to start a new binder, which hopefully will have the next 100. And at this rate, where I've had 130 come in, by my 2-year anniversary, I suspect I will be pushing closer to 300 if the mail system continues to work the way it does, and very happy about that. So I just wanted to share this 1-year anniversary milestone with you guys, show you where I'm at. So for anyone who might be new to the hobby, see what they might be able to expect within the first year, what things you need to look for, and always remember patience is king, because sometimes it can take a very long time. When you first start out and you can only send 4 or 5 postcards, waiting for them to arrive at their destination so you can send another one sometimes feels like it takes forever, and sometimes it does. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 weeks to get there, or sometimes you're waiting a year for that card to get there because it's been lost somewhere along the way. But fear not, they will arrive at their destination eventually. If a card does get expired, a slot does open back up for you, so you don't lose out on that. And then as you send more postcards, you get more opportunity to send even more along the way. So I'm at 11 now, 1 year in. I know people that have the ability to send 50 because they've been doing it for so long. It's just sticking with it. You send what you can. You don't have to always be maxed out on your slots. I know it can get expensive to buy postcards and buy postage stamps. So you do what you can. You enjoy the hobby, and you do it the best way that you can, and you'll have fun with it that way too. So for me, I enjoy sending out as many postcards as I can, and that way hopefully my mailbox is full with people responding in kind. And I've been very blessed. People have sent beautiful cards, have sent envelopes that have had gifts in it for my father, for me and my family. So thank you so much to Postcrossing. Thank you to Debbie, who originally told me about Postcrossing. Thank you for those of you who follow and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you haven't, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit like, and also leave comments, because I like talking to different people. And through those comments, sometimes I create new friendships and make new swaps too, which is great. And yeah, thanks so much. And let's see what the years ahead have to do, and where we go from now and from here with Postcrossing. So for now, stay safe. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends?
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?